You may have noticed this monster is cursed with every hex in the game. You may have also noticed that these hexes are lasting forever even though I'm not doing anything, am wearing basically no gear, and have no active skills socketed. I also don't have any increases to curse limit. The monster is also shocking itself for 18% every time it hits me. This was all done with a single 1 chaos item and 1 skill point. So you probably already figured out that the 1 skill point I was talking about was Hexmaster. This makes your hexes have infinite duration, but you get 20% less effective curses. But then there's still the question of where those curses are coming from, and the answer is a single 1 chaos item called the Ilfaband's Trickery. And this is a 1 chaos item that nobody really used to use for anything. I think this was added when they added the Pale Council to the game, but I wasn't playing at the time, so I'm not really sure about that. Anyway, one of the changes in the patch notes to this item was that when enemies hit you, well, it says curse enemies which hit you with a random hex, ignoring curse limit. So you don't need to have any increases to curse limit at all. And once an enemy has hit you enough times, they're cursed with everything. And I think this is especially useful in like pinnacle boss fights, especially Uber boss fights, say Uber Shaper or Uber Eater of Worlds, where they have a lot of attacks that will hit you but not really kill you, so they hit you quite a few times, and they will quickly build up all these hexes on them, and those hexes will last forever. I've tested this, and it doesn't automatically pick a different hex each time, so it can pick the same one twice. So to get every hex, it takes a little while. Eventually, it's a 1 in 9 chance to get the hex that's missing, because there are 9 hexes in the game. The first hit will be a new hex, the second hit will be an 8 in 9 chance, third hit is a 7 in 9, and so on. And from what I've seen in my testing, if you completely negate all of the damage that the monster does to you with the hit, say by blocking, then it won't apply the hex to you, even though the monster did hit you. So based on how other things work in this game, that should be considered getting hit, but in this case it doesn't, so it doesn't apply the hex. So if you have too much block chance, this won't work very well. This is better for characters that don't have a lot of block chance or evasion, because if you evade the hit, then you didn't get hit, so it won't apply the hex. And if you're curious about what those hexes do altogether with the 20% reduced curse effect, I've actually already calculated it, and I have the list here. So it does all of these things. All of these hexes are the level 1 version of the hex, because every automated hex in the game now is a level 1 version, and then it gets the reduced effect from Hexmaster. So from this, we get the enemy has minus 25% all elemental resistances, minus 12% chaos resistance, plus 20% chance to be ignited, frozen, and shocked. Deal 7% less damage, assuming it's a unique enemy, 8% less accuracy rating, take 12% increased physical damage, 20% chance to bleed when attacked, takes 24% increased damage when on low life, debilitated for 1.6 seconds when they hit you. This might be 2 seconds, but I calculated the reduce effect as if it reduced the duration of debilitate, but I don't think it does, but I just wanted to be safe, so I put 1.6 seconds. And debilitate makes them have 20% less movement speed and deal 10% less damage. 7% less action speed, assuming it's a unique monster. 32% slower expiration of debuffs other than temp chains, but temp chains last forever. And it creates shock to ground when they hit you. This is actually a property of Ilfaband's Trickery. It says trigger level 10 shock ground when hit. This just creates shocked ground that shocks for 18%. Something else to note here is that you can still have a mark on top of this. Since these hexes don't count towards your curse limit, they're entirely outside of it, you can still also have a mark as well on the enemy. So for getting all of these together on a 1 chaos item and 1 skill point, I think that this is just the most amount of power you can get from a single item, maybe in this entire game, especially from a 1 chaos item. And I think that if you are playing a dedicated bosser, there's no reason not to use this, unless you absolutely need to use a specific unique helmet on your build. I think you absolutely should be running this if you're on a bossing character. Anyway, that's the whole video. I just wanted to talk about this little trick. This was the crazy combo that I mentioned in one of my previous videos. I said I saw a crazy combo in the patch notes and nobody seemed to notice it. This is it. You can get every hex in the game for free, lasting forever, using a 1 chaos item. So let me know what you think. Is there something better out there, or do you think this is as strong as I think it is? Do you think this idea is bait? Obviously it has limited viability in the Forbidden Sanctum League mechanic because you don't want to be getting hit in there anyway. Did another content creator beat me to this idea? I actually had this idea as soon as I read the patch notes, and I had this video recorded since Monday, but I've actually just been too lazy to put it all together until now. So that's all for the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.